Batavia now is more, lots more.
Folks, welcome back to the show where it is not wrestling with your budget. It's not wrestling with your conscience. It is wrestling with emotion. And we are rolling through the end of the summer. We're past Labor Day weekend in Bash in Berlin. We are now on the end of what has been a crazy slew of pay-per-views from SummerSlam to All In to Bash in Berlin. Now we're at All Out. We'll get a little break after All Out before Bad Blood and some of the other events. But with that said, we're no break for our panel, so let's get them in here. Big Slick. We got your friend, my friend, our friend, Jake Micah. We got the Prophet, Rob, Ryan. We got Marky Markington, Ali, and we got the head of the Wrestling with Emotion table, Michael J. Partham. With that said, let's get into it. Let's start with our head of the table. Let's give him some honors here. What's the favorite thing going on in the world of wrestling right now? We got an AEW.
No way! I don't think so, pal. That's not how this works.
We ain't starting with that jabroni over there.
Oh, come on. And
What
I
are you
gave
gonna
you
say?
that clip to use for crying out loud.
Cry about it somewhere else.
You used such a long clip, and that's all you gotta say.
Yeah, you don't have a hot take, Rob, after that?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, I just didn't want him to go first. He doesn't start anything here. He's
I don't
not our head
care.
of the table.
Save the best for last. Who cares?
All right. Well, I actually like that Jack Perry is kind of like the fodder, all-out challenger for Bryan Danielson. And just to be, you want a hot take? If someone on WWE had cut that promo with that wordplay and that execution, I feel like everyone on the internet would be talking about how hot fire it was, and it was absolutely like a pipe bomb.
Hot
And instead,
fire.
again, it's getting clouded because it's Jack Perry. That's the only reason.
Mike, we know how you feel about Jack Perry. I think we.
It's
we think
the
we have
only
those
reason
feelings.
he's even relevant. This is like if
Scapegoat.
if CM Punk was wrestling Kevin Owens in Cucamonga, California, because
Here
they
we go,
know he's
CM
friends with the
Punk.
Young Bucks. That's what this exact scenario is like. And it's silly.
But
the guy got set on fire. He finishes the match with his knee, and he's perfectly fine. I remember back in 1998 when Kane in the first Inferno match set his arm on fire. He came out the next 4 weeks with a bandage on his arm, but Jack Perry's all right, okay to go. Not a single bandage.
Parthy, back in the day, yeah, we just saw the clip today. Stone Cold was dropping Triple H from a 50-foot like crane, and you were thinking he was like paralyzed. Like that's what they were having you think with like the answer. They were going crazy.
But like it was.
Let
it
us
was his
not
legs.
forget when
He's
Vince
always wearing
McMahon's
pants,
limo,
but, like, where would that
his
be
limo
covered?
blew up live on air.
And they had to explain it away because of the situation.
Remember Roman got the thing put. What was it? Got pushed on top of Roman. The attempted murder of Roman Reigns.
Like an
Oh, was it
ambulance.
like
an
an
ambulance.
Yeah.
And also, it was
tipped
the
it over
it was
with
like
the-
the stage.
Yeah.
It was like the stage or whatever.
Yeah.
Strowman was really fucking over then.
A touch of realism. If you're going to set someone on fire, it better be the finish to the match.
That's fair. But
What if
Tony
they
Khan was
literally
busy
fired
fearing
him
for his
up?
life. All right, now that you've had some time, Partham, and you are fired up like Jack Perry, what do you got favorite thing in the world of wrestling right now?
Well, I mean, they found another way to reignite CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre got his heat back. Mommy's getting her heat back, and she's probably getting her title back soon. It's pretty much the same old. We haven't seen much in the way of the bloodline we're basically waiting on Roman, and they're basically waiting on their move to the USA Network. Over in AEW, looks like 4 or 5 halfway decent matches. I mean, Swerve and Hangman is going to be. Let me get a clip here to describe it.
It's gonna be crazy as shit.
I mean, that blood feud's been going on for almost as long as Punk and McIntyre. So, and I don't know if it's going to be finished inside that steel cage. So, and they're main eventing that show with that match. I'm thankful for that, because how else can you blow off that feud unless it's the main event? It's in a steel cage and anything goes essentially. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna finish Swerve and Hangman, but I'm curious to see how they're gonna wrap up this little angle that they've been going on.
All right, anyone else next?
I'll take next.
All right, Markington.
I just like the conversation right now that's going on, wondering whether or not the rope and the leg was a spot or a work. I'm
Ooh.
still undecided. I don't know.
Come on.
Well, what do you guys think?
I don't know how they work that. I never understand how you can make that like just.
Well,
happen.
Liv's improv would have to be like amazing.
Yeah,
If
if you
I'd give her
remember,
that though.
something similar happened to Damian Priest. I think it was a couple
Yeah,
of
very
pay-per-views ago.
recently.
Yeah, no, it was
And
very.
I don't think that was a planned spot, but who's this? Who is this guy? Micah something or other?
Yeah, wait. Oh, I mean, I don't know. It's just a listener, voicing in. I guess, he doesn't want you to, be so, blatant in your bias.
You can't even spell my name right. Come on.
That is true. That is
Like,
true.
But yeah, you gotta call. him
It's
on
right there on the screen. Never mind.
Ooh, okay.
that.
Okay.
He's mad.
But wait,
Yeah,
I'm
call
sorry.
me-
I took us off course. But yeah.
Back to you, Marky.
But no, I think that you can't get it every time. You're absolutely not going to be able to get that spot 100% of the time, but you can go for it. You can like try and like hook like that middle rope. Like we were talking about Liv Rhea, right?
Yes.
Or,
Yeah.
I meant to say, I said spot or a work. Those are the same things.
Yeah, no, I think that they definitely could.
Yeah, I
Listen,
thought you
the
did.
money
Yeah,
is
you
in
know
this
what I
feud.
meant, though. You know exactly.
Every superstar in this feud right now could argue that they are as hot as they've ever been in the business. So everyone is probably going all in on anything, and if they got to do it to get the angle over, I think they're doing it for real.
I think like it's my favorite part of Monday Night Raw, which is the best show in wrestling right now. I think it's just even the fact that like the Judgment Day stuff. I mean, yeah, they're looking kind of weak, but it carries over throughout the whole show, which is always fun, and I enjoy seeing them a lot.
Actually, Liv giving Rhea the kiss on the cheek was a callback to when I think a while back when Liv was down bad and Rhea gave her a little lick on her face. It's a nice little callback.
Oh, there's callbacks galore in that feud. You got the Judgment Day. You got the Bloodline kind of. You got what? You got did I see that the Zilla Fatu is having like a feud with what's his face? The guy who left WWE.
That's very specific.
Ali.
Yeah.
No. What's his name? His name was Ali. Mustafa Ali. I'm sorry, it was escaping.
The other
I
Ali.
kept wanting to
Big
say
Ali.
Muhammad Ali. But
That'd
no,
be
they're
nuts.
having a few. That's pretty
Ali.
crazy. But I don't know. I still think the biggest story and the one thing I'm most excited about is seeing this Bryan Danielson championship reign. Truthfully, this is gonna be the second Dynamite going in. I think he gets some form of revenge on Jack Perry tonight before the event, or I don't know if the scapegoat's gonna be a scumbag and hide in the back. Might be doing a little bit of that, but it was the thing that I enjoyed most last week about his promo was how he was basically like, yeah, when I lose, I'm fucking out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Basically, like, it wasn't even like a retirement, like, I'll defend this till everything and then I'll decide to retire. It was literally a very candid, just like, yeah, like, you guys get the deal. Like, I'm basically on my last leg here. Like, I'm going to have as many matches as I can. If I get hot, I might say. So with that said, it might be my
remember,
favorite thing.
I called that at your house. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did. You did.
picked it
So
out
now,
perfectly.
I'll give you the first one here then. And everyone can do this. How long do you think the Bryan Danielson AEW championship reign is going to last? I think the over-under could be a year, truthfully. I could see I could see a full year. I know that sounds crazy. But you look at the last couple champions have been like 4 to 5 months. I think Tony's going to focus on some stability, get back to the storytelling that all the marks are talking about and focus on that. That's where I'm at on the line. So over under a year for Bryan Danielson on this reign. And where you got it, Slack?
You know that I'm well known for finding free money, and the under is just screaming at me to put my entire bank account on it. So I'm going under. There's no way Bryan Danielson wrestles an entire more year with that belt, especially the rate that he likes to wrestle and defend this. This belt is going to be getting defended like every other week on live TV. Dynamite, Collision, fuck it. It might be Rampage. Who knows, dude? This guy loves to be active, and he's the world champion now. Under is screaming my name.
And I want to add to this. Who do you have taking the belt off of him then, if it's within a year?
Darby Allin.
Yeah, I think it's under, but I think he's making it to Revolution or Dynasty next year. He's gonna make it past. They have that show in Tokyo, Wrestle Dynasty. That's the day after Wrestle Kingdom. There's no way Danielson's not going to be at that show. And if he's leaving, if like you said, if he's leaving when he loses the title, then he's walking into that show as the champion. And it's very possible that Zack Sabre Jr. could be champion after Wrestle Kingdom. So the tentpole match could be champion versus champion, and they run back their final time. So I think Revolution or Dynasty. I'm also leaning to Darby Allin taking it, not to just follow off a Slick, but I do think he's next in line.
I think Ospreay is a good candidate as well, but who knows?
All right, floor is yours, Prophet.
This right here is bullshit.
Well, Slick has to mention a second person for no reason whatsoever. So the person that's taking the belt off him is going to be Ospreay, because you're gonna want that match again for possibly Danielson's last match ever, and it's going to be, I don't know when Double or Nothing is next year, but if that's over or under a year, then give me, because I know they're moving the calendar out, so I don't know when that one is, but whenever that is, that's when he's losing it.
That would be well under, I think.
Because I know they're moving everything around, because like All In's in like June or July now.
All right, Parthy, break it down. Take us to school.
Keep in mind, gentlemen, Danielson himself said he needs neck surgery by the end of the year. So this is going to end at Wrestle Dream in Tacoma, Washington, and it's going to be dropped back to Swerve Strickland. Swerve dropped the belt to Danielson. It basically is a favor to Tony Khan so that they can give Danielson one little run as champion, so they can be he had his moment in Wembley. He's going to have a few title defenses in the meantime, and they'll drop it right back to Swerve Strickland. Simple as that.
And you got to keep in
I
mind,
do want to
Swerve, Darby, and Bryan Danielson, all from Washington, the state of Washington. No,
yeah,
I could see a triple threat match, but Darby's going to be challenging at Grand Slam. I don't know if he'll be granted essentially a rematch.
In regards to the neck injury, there is a famous Fightful article that is the headline: "I love to lie. Cody Rhodes taught me how to lie." Bryan Danielson. So I always keep that in mind whenever Danielson, Cody say anything to the media.
Is that really a lie that even Danielson would say about his health?
Yeah. He has faked his neck injury in every match.
Are you kidding me? Bro, he told everyone that like he had another concussion and like his doctor was like,
Parthy, you always say it's about blending that line of like reality and like what's going on, and that's the perfect crutch to lean on. Seth Rollins did it with the back for his like world heavyweight championship reign. He was planting the seed that's how he could lose, that he was breaking down. That's what's going to be like how many times do you think he's going to get dropped on his neck during this championship reign? Probably a fucking lot.
But you know what? The Prophet,
he does that next spot every single darn time.
The Prophet might be prophesizing though, because the best way to do it then is Ospreay hitting that Tiger Driver to win the title.
Oh,
that's the way you do it. Full circle.
Because that's the one he hit it on originally that he got like really. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean that writes itself. So, but
would I be willing to do that to Danielson again?
Maniac, this is Tony Khan's window of opportunity to show that these marks that there can be story continuity on Wednesday to Wednesday basis.
Agreed.
It took all the motivation for Ospreay in the world to finally do that to MJF because he's a piece of crap, and everybody wanted to see him do it to MJF.
Who's the one who told him to do it?
Yeah, Danielson. But would he want to do it Danielson again?
This is an interesting article here.
Big Dynamite on deck. That's all I'll say to put a wrap on the AEW talk, because I think that's where we can leave off there. We've talked about it enough.
Yeah.
With that said, Cody, WWE, I think that we're kind of in a little stagnant time for WWE, right? In these
Football
couple weeks after Bash for sure. So this is pretty big. I like any snippet that has come out from Cody regarding the lead to WrestleMania has been juicy. It's been great. It's been something to enjoy, and this is no different. Yeah, I totally believe this. So what are we thinking? That this would have been a Shinsuke take him out so he can't do anything at WrestleMania, basically, in kayfabe?
Didn't he already talk about this?
He didn't talk about it officially, or else everyone would be talking about it today. So it was that's the only one I saw mentioned.
That he was going to be taken out by injury, written off by injury, right?
Yes, or Logan Paul U.S. Championship match were the two ones that I saw floating around.
Oh, that one sounds...
That would have been... WWE would have been fucking down the drain if that would have been it.
Wait, but Yeah, no, that would have been crazy. And they're probably doing the podcast around that time, which is usually when they get some guy in a feud with Logan. And I mean, a lot of people would have been pissed. That would have been sick, to be honest, but like not with the situation at hand.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
my
say.
question to you then is, because WWE had these millions, hundreds of millions at stake here, especially with the WrestleMania. Does the fact that Cody and the crowd basically had to steer this back on course kind of show that, WWE, for all the credit we give them, might not be as that much ahead? What do you got, Micah?
I will provide a defense of WWE here because I saw this theory. Partham, you might have sent this a while ago too, so I don't want to take this from credit from you if you did. But there was a big tweet thread theory about how Triple H decided Cody was his guy, and then the external force of The Rock came in. And so I do believe that Triple H wanted to book Cody in, and then Rock shows back up and he starts throwing his weight around and is on the board and everything. And maybe The Rock was booking that as a mess.
That's exactly.
I got something.
That's exactly.
Who the fuck wrote this bullshit?
What kind of producers do we got here? This is a question that we're talking about on this show.
Yeah, this is
do
big.
I need
This
to
has
fire
gotta
a
be
producer
discussed.
now?
This has got to be discussed.
God.
With that said, I saw a great meme where Triple H was basically the Queen of Thorns. Tell Dwayne I want him to know it was me, because he was like secretly orchestrating it, exactly like you said. He was pulling the strings behind the scenes to get the result he wanted. It ended up amazing. All I'm going to say is that The Rock was able to completely reinvigorate his character. And all worked out.
Yeah,
and again,
though, he literally acts like it was his idea. He was like,
that's why it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
The chat was so fucking funny today with that. It was seriously
Oh, that meme started because Rock is like, yeah, I mean, like I selflessly did this, and
yes.
Oh my gosh.
And that's when I told Daniel Bryan, just say yes. But all right, let's speed through some more. Obviously, like we said, it's a big Dynamite. Any specific aspect we're looking forward to before we kind of zoom through some ending topics here?
Well, Swear Strickland bought a house.
That's big.
Childhood home.
Yeah.
Oh no! I didn't even think of that.
It's not.
They're really
go well.
mopping that up. They're really talking that.
He
place
just
gonna
posted
get lit
about
on
like
fire.
Something bad's gonna happen to that house. Maybe
Something
not
bad.
on fire, but those
Why
windows
did I
are gone.
not? I'm so dumb. I'm literally so dumb.
Have you seen the meme with the little girl, smiling with the
Yes,
house
that's
burning in
gonna
the
be
background?
Hangman.
They put Hangman in.
Oh, dude, they love recreating internet shit. I would not be shocked if they did something that worked that exact angle for sure. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Hangman is burning that house down. Our very smart Tim Marca chimed in with. I've always been correct about everything. Real quick, Hulk Hogan saying more dumb shit. Anyone surprised? Did I see 5-year deal with WWE, Parthy?
I saw
Recently?
that.
Like a Legends deal or something like that.
Yeah, you think this is why he's kind of feeling himself? Like, these are some outrageous comments all timed up, like, in the last, week or two. I'm just saying, for him, he had, a couple of months where he didn't sound like a complete dumbass is what I'm saying, and now it just seems like back-to-back weeks.
WWE, I've heard someone say that this is just WWE wanting to hold on to the Hulk Hogan IP and put him in all the video games and sell the merch and whatnot. I don't know that he's going to be popping in on even WrestleMania or Royal Rumble anytime soon with what's been going on.
Didn't he want to enter the Royal Rumble last year?
That'd be hilarious.
He did.
That would have been a disaster. I could see him coming out with a mic once or twice in a calendar year, but
You should have gone over. That would have been great.
20 people at the Royal Rumble.
never
Well,
forget when he thought he was still at the Silver Dome.
The Silver Dome was amazing.
Yeah.
Did you see one of the things he said?
He did
I
it.
never
I'll give it
used
to him. He
I never
recovered
used
that
my
line
creative
well.
control. He said, "I never used my creative control in WCW." Excuse me, Bash at the Beach 2000 and Starrcade 97 would like a word.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, do you know what it's the truest statement is that history is written by the victors. Hulk Hogan won wrestling, so he can literally just say whatever the fuck he wants, and he has so many yes men and so much shit relying on him that people just got to say yes. Yeah, that's what happened, Hulkster. That's what happened, Terry Bollea.
So you guys aren't in for Rock Hogan one more time?
No.
If they both like a cinematic Rock Hogan would fucking slap. I bet you. I'd
rather have Rock Stone Cold any day of the week.
Rock Stone Cold would be the best cinematic match because they could both probably still go in a container like that. Speaking of still going, We got the Mr. Man McMahon doc coming to Netflix on September 25th, 3 weeks away. So in 3 weeks, it'll be here. Maybe that'll be something to talk about that day. With that said, on a scale of 1 to 10, how brutal will it be? We talked about this in the chat. People were saying it's the journalists who were like, breaking the stories or said it. But are we expecting that they are going to like literally kill Vince McMahon? Because let's face it, it's still out there. It's still public perception. But what would you say like Vince McMahon's quote unquote approval rating is like amongst like the WWE universe per se? Like 30%?
No way.
Like, you don't think so?
Less
Yeah,
than
I don't know. I don't even know.
10 to 20?
I'd say 10.
Maybe like
Okay.
15.
I'd say like 1.
And again, still an outrageously high number. Yeah, so you're saying 1, but I still think it's in the double digits for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Is what I'm
Really?
saying. Again, it's not like nobody here supports him. Of course not. Like he's like committed a clearly
You think
a
one out-
ridiculous pattern of atrocities and just a terrible person to work for. But with that said, is this going to be 10 out of 10 brutal, or is this going to be like kind of paint it like, that there was a lot of crazy shit going on and there was negligence? Is it going to give him any outs, basically? What do you got, Ali?
I think it's going to be just absolutely damaging. The amount of evidence that there is, it's just like he's done for. And I mean, he deserves it. It's not good. I'm like nervous to watch it, honestly, because it's just going to like mess up a bunch of old memories for me. Just being a wrestling fan, obviously Vince McMahon was a huge part of wrestling and growing up. So seeing all that is going to really, really be a horrible and uncomfortable thing.
I mean, like, it's kind of fucking crazy because he was an asshole and he was a dirtbag and he was a douchebag literally on screen. So I'm thinking about like, people who grew up on like the Cosby Show, for example, right? Like Bill Cosby was this like family like jokester guy, and then it turns out he did all these terrible things. Like it's absolutely like I think that they should hang him out to dry for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no question, no brainer. But I'm interested if Bill Simmons still has connections with like WWE to where maybe they don't want to do that. Obviously, I don't think anyone is worried about what Vince thinks at this point.
No.
There's a
Well,
laundry
it's
list
just
of
off
things
his
that
job,
Vince
you know?
has been involved with or has done that are scandalous in each and in their own right. I think WWE will allow them to mention anything that won't allow Vince McMahon to basically sue them for defamation of character, anything that's too far in the past or anything that's been settled. They're going to mention Janelle Grant, but they can't interview Janelle Grant because of the ongoing investigation. And that whole thing has been frozen up because the FBI wants in and they want to get first dibs on Vince McMahon. So even if she wanted to speak, her lawyers have probably advised her not to. So we're probably only get a brief mention of that probably in the last episode towards the end. So, I mean, I think they're gonna mention whatever they think they can get away with, but there's probably going to be a lot more skeletons in the closet that they're just going to leave in there for now.
We're talking about a guy who had an angle involving his daughter and a pregnancy. Okay.
And we don't need to know what he was suggesting.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't actually do it, but like he wanted it to happen. And it was apparently one of the only times his daughter said no to a storyline. That is a crazy man. That is a insane freaking man.
And these are just the stories that we know of because somebody that worked with him went on record years later.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Very true. Facts. By the way, we're talking a lot about championships on this episode, so let's get some Trainwreck Trivia in the house.
Batavia down is more, lots more.
All right. With that said, talking championships, talking anniversaries. On this date, 17 years ago, who defeated John Morrison in Cincinnati, Ohio, to win the ECW championship?
CM Punk.
I was gonna say, was it Punk?
Oh, I hate our studio.
Come on,
intern. Oh,
Come on.
Good call, Mike.
Come on, intern. There it is. See, so we got that. Pull it up.
Hey.
Yeah, Punk. There you go, everyone. Yeah. CM Punk in
That was a
Cincinnati,
moment.
Ohio. Definitely was a moment. I remember that was like fans getting their guy, which rarely happened, obviously, under a certain regime. So needless to say, obviously a big memory for a lot of fans. With that said, speaking of memories, 10 years ago today, who debuted in the WWE universe and would go on to become WWE Women's Champion?
Caitlyn?
Who?
Asuka.
Caitlyn?
Not Asuka, not Caitlyn.
Paige?
not Paige.
Oh man.
Debuted in NXT as a faction person.
Well, but did she become champion that day?
No, not that day.
Oh, okay.
WWE
Eventually,
champion.
over the last 10
Nah,
years. Over the last 10 years. Bailey, nope.
Liv Morgan.
Nope.
Sasha.
Alexa Bliss.
Nope.
Wow.
Alexa Bliss.
Nope.
I mentioned, yeah. Okay.
I'm really thinking.
Oh my
hard.
God.
Was it what was it oh my god, what's her name? Riot Squad. What the leader?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
What's
Are
her
you
name?
guys serious? I unfortunately, I think there's only one word to describe your guesses so far.
Oh.
SAWFT.
Oh, I
As
forgot she was
Carmella
with them.
debuted
What
as
the
Carmella.
Do you know that
debuted
man?
as a hairdresser?
Do you
with
know
Big
that
Cass
that
and
tall
Enzo
man in the back can debut?
That
can,
man- do
main
you know-
event at WrestleMania?
He could definitely main event at WrestleMania. I don't think that's a question. This edition of Trainwreck Trivia brought to you by Batavia Downs. As we wrap up the show, we got one final topic here. All in Tailgate ends up being 47K. Yay or nay? Bad for AEW.
It's good and bad. It's good because that's a great number. Bad because it dropped. I mean, from the number they reported, it dropped almost 30K from the year before.
Is a different setup.
Yeah, I'm still saying it's good, but it's just looking at it without
How excited do you think Phil was by these numbers?
Oh, ecstatic. That tweet
Probably doesn't
across
care.
his timeline was
Dude,
he
but
cares.
also,
He definitely
Hey,
how pissed do you think Phil was when Jack Perry had all 47,000 of that stadium singing "Oh, cry me a river"?
I'll bet you he was ecstatic because his name was in their mouth. He doesn't care if they love him or hate him. His name's in their mouth, and he can make money off of that.
Shut
He
up,
said.
dude.
And Jack Perry's made an event and a pay-per-view off of it too, so it all works out for everybody.
All right, it all works out for everybody.
Just send him a love letter already.
Make sure you're
what do you
following
wanna say?
along at Wrestle W Motion. We got a huge dynamite on tap. Shout out Parthy, Ali, Prophet, Micah, Big Slick, and myself. Make sure you're following along Wrestle W Emotion because this is not the show where it's wrestling with your conscience. This is not the show where it's wrestling with your budget. It is wrestling with emotion. Now
Hi
go buy-
guys.